How's it going, YouTube family? Today is Tuesday, February the 25th, 2025. Is your man Big D, and I'm back with another one. I want to thank all you folk out there that continue to show support to my son and I. We greatly, greatly appreciate you. Thank you. Well, family, you know, my son dropped a video about a delusional baby mama. And I want to say first of all, he did an excellent job of dissecting and breaking this video down. And I just want to react to it just a little bit. Now, before I react to this video, because my son knows that when it comes to certain topics, I get triggered and I get agitated. And because of my previous career field and being in the military, and what I'm saying, I mean, hey, listen, we all got a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of PTSD, a little bit of you know being hyper vigilant. You know what I'm saying? So maybe due to that, when certain subject matter come up, Big D get pissed off, Big D get aggravated. And man, when it comes to certain subjects, family, Big D can go from David Banner to the Incredible Hulk. And this BS right here is one of them. So now, my son also said, Pops, man, you got to be careful what you say. When you say crazy stuff, I know you don't mean to put it this way. And I know it can be, it's very triggering. And I know you mean well, but people that don't really know you don't quite understand. So he said, Pop, you gotta be careful what you say, you know what I'm saying? Because your words and your voices, it carries a lot of weight. And you gotta just be careful. So I'm gonna do my best to be careful when I critique this video. And what I'm going to use is listen, family, everybody got an inner voice. Everybody got that voice inside where it's the good you and the bad you. When you grew up, how your mama said, you got the angel on your left shoulder and the devil on your right shoulder. And when you about to do something crazy, effed up, you got that little voice that say, hey, now you all not do that. Shouldn't say such things. So I'm gonna use that concept to see if I can kind of prevent myself from raging out. Let's get it.
Please help me understand this. My lights got turned off. So I called my baby's father and asked him if he could get my lights turned on for me. He said no, because I have a husband and that's his responsibility. How is that his responsibility to pay my lights to get turned back on after they get turned off? That you have kids that stay here. You don't care about your kids? I understand that I have a husband, granted, don't beat me up over it, but we fell on hard times. So as my baby's father, I feel like you're supposed to pick up the slack. So you rather for your kids be in the dark than to help your baby mother get her lights turned back on?
Okay, I can't take it no more. I gotta say something. First of all, ma'am, first of all, you around here thinking that it's your baby daddy responsibility to have the lights on in your house where you got a whole husband at. Ma'am, listen, your ass looking like damn Jabba the Hutt. Okay, all right. Listen, my other voice, my good voice said, Big D, don't do that. That's ugly. I'm sorry, fam. I shouldn't have said that. But it's true. Listen, that's who she looked like. I'm sorry. I gotta say it. I apologize. I ain't trying to offend nobody. But ma'am, you on here all swole up, wide back and all, saying what your baby daddy ought to do. And I guarantee you that you was probably one of the ones that didn't think having no kids, having kids, you didn't think that shit through. You didn't think none of that through. You was in it for the ride. You was in it for the feeling. Cause you want to feel good. Be down with contraceptives.
What if I didn't have a husband? Would you have helped me then? These men is crazy.
Ma'am, listen. You talking about what if you didn't have no husband? Ma'am, we not dealing with what if. Listen, ma'am, if was a fifth, we both be drunk right now. So we ain't dealing with that. We dealing with what's going on now. See, the problem is your husband is a brokey. Your husband is a pookie. And this is why your lights is off and you begging your baby daddy to come bail you out.
Sir, help me get my lights turned on.
Ma'am, go ask your husband to help y'all get y'all lights turned on.
Don't worry about my husband. He's doing what he's supposed to do as a man.
No, we are going to worry about your husband because his dusty ass is not doing what he's supposed to be doing as a man. I am sorry, but I got to call this BS out. And I know I shouldn't do it. I'm trying not to rage out, but this shit right here is triggering because first of all, ma'am, listen, get your lights turned on. That is a priority right now. Get your lights turned on. That is a priority. But ma'am, when you get your lights turned on, you get your kids squared away, the first thing you ought to do immediately is go sign up at your nearest Planet Fitness, your nearest LA Fitness, your nearest, perhaps, some Pilates class, some yoga, something. But what you need to do is go get yourself on a physical fitness regimen, and you need to stop eating. You need to stop eating so goddamn much, ma'am. Listen, I apologize because I don't know if this lady eat a lot. I don't know. I don't know. But from what I understand, if you stay eating more than you're exercising and trying to move, the outcome is you probably gonna get a wide bike. That's just what it is. So you ain't gotta be no damn Albert Einstein to understand that's how it works. But you certainly ain't gotta be no Albert Einstein to understand that you married a Dusty. So you done married a Dusty, and it's your baby daddy's fault. Tell us how that shit makes sense.
As my baby daddy, you should be helping me.
What it do? It's your boy Illuminated D, and you know what I'm saying, we back with another one. The first thing I want to do is thank you to everybody who's liked and commented, and to all the subscribers. Pops and I want to let you know how much we really appreciate you, for you to come and spend your time with us and to consume the content while we understanding that you have busy lives. We want to thank you and bless. So family, this video really touched my soul. You know what I'm saying? Because
damn right it did.
We have
definitely touched
an individual who is married, right? So we have the lady who's married with a husband.
Yeah.
But
AKA Jabba.
She has a baby father. Mm-hmm. So
AKA
in the
Mr.
scenario,
Pookie.
The lady and her husband, they fell on hard times. Mm-hmm. And she goes to her baby father and asks, hey, can you please help me get my lights turned on? Because we fell on hard times and I have your kids and you should take care of this responsibility because your kids live here with us. Okay. This was real triggering when she brought the kids into the aspect.
Ooh, it's triggering.
Because this is how I look at it, right? First and foremost.
Listen, family, that BS was so triggering. It was so triggering, y'all almost saw Big D go Hulk out and rage out. Y'all would have seen on camera a whole manifestation of me tearing my damn little studio apart. Because I'm gonna tell you, this lady, listen, this sister triggered the hell out of me.
Foremost, before you have children, please give some thought to the fact of, if you're not bringing them into the world to give them more than what you were given, then you're potentially doing them a disservice to have to go through the same trials and tribulations, same struggles, same adversities that you had to go through while you were coming up.
Junior, you just spoke a whole lot of facts, right? Whole lot of facts, right? But here's the thing though, they ain't gonna do that. See, they not gonna, listen, because certain kinds of women, they're along for the ride. They want to feel good. See, they not worried about the consequences. So you casting words to the wind. That's just like you going to your bank account right now and taking out $1,000, right? You going outside. No, you take out $1,000 in all 20s and 10s, and you go outside on the breeziest day you can find, on the windiest day you can find, son, and just throw it all up in the air and see what happens. See how many good Samaritans gonna help you gather up your monies and say, here, sir, we don't know what happened, but here's your monies. That's what it, listen, it ain't gonna happen. Just like these women are not, certain kind of women just ain't gonna, they ain't hearing the consequences. They don't care about the consequences. They care about that meat. Cause they meat heads. They addicted.
Such as your lights getting turned off, and now you having to go to your baby father when you can't rely on your husband to be able to take care of the responsibilities that he has in front of him. So now you're stuck with your lights turned off. You're asking your baby father. And the issue here is now the baby father is looking at the whole scenario like, well, why are your lights turned off if you got a man? My lights are turned on. And we get it. Everybody.
Yes, ma'am, my good lady. Why is your lights turned off? You got two whole adults that's living up under the same roof. That should be two incomes. Why is your lights turned off? Why is your lights turned off? And if for some reason that little Dante over there, little Pookie, Nug, little Ray, little Mike, and his dusty ass ain't doing nothing but posting up on the couch when you leaving for work and coming back in, that's the problem right there. You keep choosing wrong. You keep making these detrimental, life-changing, life-altering choices. But then when that shit come back to haunt you, when the roost come, when the chickens come home to roost, now it's a problem. Now is everybody's fault but yours.
We get it. Everybody falls on hard times sometimes. But I look at it like, if I got...
I'm sorry for keep cutting you off, son, but it's like, it's so many things that you just bring to mind. So you say, yeah, everybody fall on hard times. Yeah, you right. But here's the thing though. When men fall on hard times, where is the sympathy for them? When men go into child support court, right? And the judge wail at their ass, sir, that'll be $800 a month. That'll be $800 a month, right? And now this man wonder how the hell I'm gonna eat, let alone pay the rent / mortgage. So there's no sympathy for men. We got to figure that shit out. We don't have no choice but to figure it out. And if we don't figure it out and we fall to the wayside, listen, only thing that women have for us, oh, that's a deal. He dusty. Oh, he dusty.
Got a baby mother. And look, if it's just her and she fell down on hard times, absolutely, I'm gonna give you the bruh. You feel me? Because I'm gonna make sure that you straight and the kid straight. But if you got a man, not a boy, right? If you got a man, somebody who's living,
a man, Not a little Pookie, not a little Dane, a man. Listen, you ain't even gotta be Superman. You just gotta listen. You just gotta be existing. You just got at least gotta have a job. You at least gotta have some healthcare benefits. If you ain't doing that and you want to be an entrepreneur, that's cool too. But your entrepreneurship has got to produce some type of income that we can track and trace. If your entrepreneurship is not working and it's not producing, listen, when your ass get like when you start pushing 26, Pookie, your little business, because you don't want to go work for the white man, don't come through, you might need to start making some changes. And what you ought to do when you running up in these wide bikes like Jabba, you need to be more proactive. You need to make sure that you have on some type of prophylactic. You need to make sure that you have some discipline. Because all you potentially is doing is creating other little Pookies, other little Pookishas. It is what it is. Because you can't depend on her to do the right thing because, listen, I'm not trying to say that when a woman get pregnant that a man does not take some type of responsibility. But let me tell you something. I would venture to say 95% of the onus is on the women and 5% is on the men. The 5% because his ass didn't have no dick discipline and he should have at least wore a condom. I get it. I get it. Nobody don't want to wear no barriers. Everybody want to feel that real me. And don't worry about the consequences later. We'll deal with consequences later. Right? But see, some certain types of women don't look at it like that. You got the ones that look at your ass like a meal ticket. You got the ones who just reckless and sloppy. Even after I already done got like 2 kids.
With you, D'ing you down. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly being a great partner to help take care of the children. $100 light bill, that's a little disturbing to me. That would be disturbing to me. I understand that I'm not the one in the scenario, but that would be a little disturbing to me. Now, don't get me wrong. I leverage a lot of bread, so definitely things are tight. But when you're trying to get to the next level and you're leveraging your money for investments, it's always going to be tight. It's going to feel like it's tight because I never let myself breathe. I always put myself under a certain set of pressure so that I could potentially make more bread in the future. Now, aside from sustaining an asset or a potential future asset, before having children, I would look at that like, okay, well, do you need the kids to come with me so that you both can figure out what's going on in your financial situation so that the kids aren't having to worry about going without electricity? So that means that the food's not going to spoil. Because you got to understand how that's it rolls downhill. If the electricity goes out, then the fridge goes out. If the fridge goes out, then the fridge can't get cold. If the fridge can't get cold, now you're stuck with food that's spoiling in the fridge. And yes, although it may be really easy for me to just give you money to take care of the light bill, let's look at child support. Did child support not take care of that? Why didn't the child support go towards the lights?
Bingo. That's what child support's supposed to be used for. Not to buy Jordans for little Pookie. That all he doing is just laying some good pipe. Yeah, let's talk about the child support. Where's that at? What is that being used for? Not to go on vacations, girl trips, or perhaps vacations, paying for little dank to go blow your bike out down in the Caribbeans. See, when these courtrooms hand out all these crazy ass child support payment burdens the men, that man they ain't considering that. They ain't considering the dude how he gonna make it. And listen, I'm not saying because you got women that pay child support too. I will agree. You got women that pay child support too. But when you look at the vast majority, there are more men that's paying child support than women. That's just what it is. But you know what? I since I'm gonna research it and I'll report back. But off the top of my head, that's what my gut just tells me.
If I'm potentially paying child support. But let's say I'm not on child support. Then I would potentially take it into consideration, but then I would probably be like, well, hey, look, how about you just send the kids with me? I take care of the kids. I watch the kids. And you and your husband can figure out your financial situation. And whenever y'all get everything straight, then you know what I'm saying, I'll send the kids back to you and we can continue our regular arrangement. But for you to be happily married, saying that he's taking care of all the responsibilities that he's supposed to take care of as a man, but your lights turned off, I would beg to differ. But we all want to be successful and we all want to be somewhere in life. But in order to do that, you got to do something that you ain't never done before. And that's the reason that we doing this right here, right now. Everybody be blessed, be safe, we out. Peace.
Yeah, fam, I'm trying to see if I can. So, yeah, I was trying to find it while I was on here on this video, but I'll research it and see. But nevertheless, this woman is delusional in her thinking that she thinks it's her baby daddy responsibility. If this man is perhaps paying child support, we don't know that. But if he is, ma'am, it ain't his responsibility. It's not. And like my son said, perhaps maybe the kids need to come move in with me. And you and little Pookie can figure it out over there. Get y'all lights turned on, get y'all situation squared away. Maybe perhaps that needs to happen. But what say you, family? You think it's a man's responsibility to be in debt to his baby mama? You know what I'm saying? Even if he paying child support, she fall on hard times, even if she married. Uh, you know, he ought to have resources and money is on standby. What say you think that's fair? I love to hear your thoughts. Well, family, always remember, be more tomorrow than you were yesterday. Peace.